All right, so welcome to this session. Today is April 13th, Saturday, 3:30 p.m. PST. So, you posted so far purchase orders, good receipts, invoice receipt, and then followed by it created accounting documents, right? The GRIR, debiting and crediting, and then you did the clearing and it created a clearing document. Okay, this is a basic function which kind of it tells you that this is SAP's transaction system. SAP is what?
Transaction system.
Yeah, transactional system, right? So typically we have analytical system, transactional system, right? Analytical system is your data warehouse, business warehouse, right? BW, BPC, those are analytical processing system, like Hyperion space, right? Those are analytical processing system. But SAP is just a transaction processing system. So when you post a transaction, it goes and stores in multiple tables, right? Because it creates multiple entries, multiple documents, and they all store in multiple tables. And this exercise from yesterday and today tell you kind of basically give you a conceptual understanding of how they store and what is the process, how you can retrieve the information, right? Okay, so we will continue doing this. Now, how do I, for example, how can you tell, okay, for example, this is a material document. Can you tell me what is the table it stores in?
Which one?
What table this will store in?
The material one. Yeah, the material master.
No, material document. Which table they will store? For example, this document, right? This document number. I'm not able to find this document number in MSET.
Okay.
For example, open another screen. I click here, open another screen. SE16N MSEG or MKPF, right? This is document number. Execute. I'm not able to find. No value is found. So my question is, which table is this document? Right? So this document, this is material document number, movement type 101, good receipts posting. What receipts posting? Good receipts posting. This is the document number. Okay, this document number, I have this in MKPF table. See here, 3737 is here, right? Correct? See, this guy here. So 37 is here, right?
EKB table.
You think it's an EKB table?
Yes.
So this table, this is in EKB table as well.
Yeah. I'll go that.
Right, this is an EKB, but this is also an EKB, right?
Yes.
And the material document is also in EKB. So Bhavna is saying that this document is also in EKB table. So I'm gonna go. Right, so this is also in EKB table. Okay. Now, by just looking at the document, right? So my question is, if you do not know which table is stored in, how do you find the table name? Okay. So that's what we will see. How you find the table name? Okay. How you can any table? How do you find the table name? What's the difference between who's that? Who's the difference between? I'm actually recording this. The reason I'm sitting here because when I come there, I'll start talking something else. So I'll just switch the topic. I'll just deviate and go on and talk something. I want to record this particular subject. That's why I'm sitting here. Okay, I hope you don't mind. All right. Do you all hear me still?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right. So how do you find the table name? What's the difference between table and structure? That's what we'll see. Okay. So typically very basic is in SAP. Okay. So there's something called table. Okay, you all know table. And table is what? What is the table? Table contains, right, row of information, correct?
Yeah.
Right, like a Excel spreadsheet, right? Table information gets stored in table in a row. So basically, data or information should be in a row format, correct? Right? It should be in row format. It cannot be cluster of data, correct?
Yes.
Cluster of data. For example, a picture, a image file is there. For example, image file, they cannot store in a data table, right? There's image file, right? For example, let's say there's a PDF document. This PDF document, it cannot be stored in a table, correct?
Yes.
Why?
A table contains rows and columns, right?
Correct. The tables contains the tables and contains columns and rows. So it has to be in there ever since the database was built. Okay. Ever since the first database was built, the database was built just to store the row of records, right? Store the row of records. If you have image file, it cannot be stored in a table. It has to be converted to some other format. Correct. That's why they have JPG, GPG, PNG, right? They have a different format. They convert it and store in some tables, right? It's on some machine language. How many people have opened a .bmp file in text file? Right? If you open a .bmp file in a text file, you will see all the machine language, A, B, 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 binary format, right? But that's okay. So now, if the table has limitation of storing only certain row of information, okay, then related information has to be stored in different table, right? Because everything is a row of information, great. So row of information. However, let's say my driving license. It has all the details, right? My name, my last name, my surname, my birth name, my identity, do I wear a glass, which state I got the license from, my date of birth, an expiry date, all this stuff, plus some government information, right? That's one row of record. Now, somebody else also wants to store the social security number, so they put other social security information, right? Somebody else wants to put their employment information, they can add the employment information. But however, you don't need everything in one table, correct? So in order to limit the feature, because you don't need to put all this in one table, right? You don't need it because some people have only some information. So that's why they created multiple tables so that limited information could be stored. Otherwise, you build a huge table, then there's no point if you don't have the information. So they build multiple tables, correct? Correct?
Yes. Yes.
So otherwise, if you create a huge, let's say 9,000 columns or 900 columns, you may not have enough data to store there. So you create multiple tables, and then only relevant information, available information will be stored in those tables. You have driving license record, one table, social security number, one table, your payment information, one table, employment information, one table, right? So table. Now, let's say I want to go and find this is a basic SQL class. If you go to SQL class, this is what they teach you. Now go and take your last name and zip code and find your driving license number. What do you do? Then you go and take your zip code and then take your last number from that particular table, and then go take the information, go to your driving license record, right? And then get your home address, right? That's then become relational database, I think. So you guys probably know better than me. So that is what all the table is all about, right? So that's why the tables are very important. If you look at it conceptually, a table, the reason is all the data transactions are in your row format. And what format? Row format. So the tables are built to store all the information. Now, how do you go to multiple tables? So you should know the table names and then use the primary keys or secondary keys, right? So primary keys are, I think I told you already, if you go to any table, the primary keys are the ones that displays in the bottom. Sorry, in the top. In this case, they're highlighted in red, right? These are primary keys. Why they are primary keys? Primary keys makes the system retrieve the information faster. Okay. How this work? So this is SE16 transaction code. If you go to, there's another transaction code called S11. Okay, S11, you don't really use it. S11 is not for querying the table. It's not for querying the table, but it gives you information on the table properties. If you want to see what EKB table is all about, you can go to this table, EKB S11, click on display. So this is where the table is created. Okay, this is what the table is created. I mean, originally when they create the table, this is where they created all the fields. Look at this field number, primary keys are checked here, right? These are primary keys. Look at this guy here. Is it a primary key? Yes. Is the initial values? Yes. These are the information. This is all primary keys. Okay, what is the use of this table, right? What is the use of the table? I think you can go from here to check the contents directly from here. It will take you to SE16. From SE11, it goes to SE16, SE11 to SE16. Now, the reason I brought you here is, these are information indexes. If you click on indexes, okay, every table has multiple indexes. Every table has multiple indexes. The reason they create indexes is it creates a database guys creates this index to make this information retrieve faster. So they create index A. This uses document number of a reference document number. Okay. B, it's a reference document number. So basically, they create indexes. Okay. You don't have to create this. So you don't have to do anything. Okay. I know all this. I'm just teaching you. Actually, as a matter of fact, you don't have to know. But any information, anything that you know about SAP, and it took me like actually I knew this maybe 5-6 years back. Okay. When I was working with SAP America, when my data retrieval is, reports are slowing down and dying down, and we had this SAP America guys came over and worked with us. Then I learned talking to them in a conversation with them. I talk and I came to know this. They built an index on the table to make it faster. Okay, that is what it is. So you can go here, index, technical settings. I don't know what it is. It's probably going to tell you all the field name, structures, all this stuff. Yes. So yeah, the application class, when was it created, and all this stuff. Great. Buffering not allowed, whatever it is. There's something very interesting called buffering, right? Buffering activated, whatever it is. Just I'll tell you before you go to the job. I'll tell you what is it, what is the use of this. Great. Very important thing here is, look at this here, EKB, it says transparent table. What does it say?
Transparent table.
Or a structure. So any table in SAP, they're either transparent table or structure. Okay, either transparent table or a structure. In this case, EKB is a transparent table. What is a transparent table? What is the meaning of transparent? What is
You can see all the fields.
Yes. You can see the contents, right? Transparent means it's transparent, right? It's very transparent. Nothing is hiding, right? So you can see the content, right? Transparent means you can actually see the content. It's visible. All the fields, you could see it. Everything inside the table, you could see it, right? That's called transparent. correct? So basically, that's why if you click here, you can actually query the table. You can see all the tables, all the information inside the table, correct? That's a transparent table. Great. On the other hand, there's something called structure. Structure is a combination of fields borrowed from other tables, other tables. So you cannot query the table. You cannot go to SA16 and query the table. So that is the thing between transparent table and structure. Today and yesterday, whatever you learned about EKB, EKKO, EKP, EKKN, EKPSEG, MSEG, PKPF, MKPF, all these are transparent tables. So you are able to query the table. Make sense? They are transparent tables. Okay. Got it?
Yes.
Great. Structures. What is a structure? Structure, you cannot combination, cluster, what's that? Cluster of fields from other individual, one or more tables. Okay, how do they look like? So you can view, you can only view in the table properties, you but cannot query the table. You can query the table using SA16. You can view the table properties using great. And so far, good. This is a very important concept because you should be able to, by yourself, without somebody asking, okay, able to find the table name. Why? When you talk to, first of all, downloading information, raw information from SAP, you need to know the table name, right? Auditing information. So you have to download the table. You cannot rely on the reports, number one. Number two, when you are developing a report, when you're working with ABAPers, right, to develop a report, develop a program, they would ask you to give them a table name. Okay, they cannot go and find out. You are a financial person. What I would say is, okay, this report should go to BKPF, find the document number, BELNAR, take the BELNAR and the GHAHR, which is fiscal year, and then BLOT, which is the document type, and then BUDAT, which is the posting date, take all this information, go to MKPF table, okay, put the XBLNR into this, and then get the storage location, STWART, and then plant with WRKS, get this information, and then calculate this, and output this, okay? And then verify with the EKKO table. So when I'm writing a report like this, okay, when you talk to a developer, you should know the table names, correct? Any questions?
No.
Great. So that is why you need to know the table name. Okay, great. Let's see, I'm going back here. How do you find the table name? Again, for example, how do you know where this information stored here? Where is this information stored here? Where is the information stored here? We all know this SAP has like 50,000 tables, 60,000 tables. Where is the information stored here? So one simple, very simple thing is press F1. Function key F1. If you press F1, F1 is a help menu, right? In all the, anywhere, any part of the world, if you go to F1, I don't know about Mac, F1 is always a help menu. So we go here, it says what is it, what does it do? That means, this is the, this is where you put the cursor. So again, doing it again, be careful. Somebody what they do is they put the cursor here, but they want to find this, they put F1 function F, but you have to put the cursor here. See my cursor, then I put F function F1, function keys. Then I get the help menu, right? Document number of an invoice document, great. Now you see this range here, technical information. This is called wrench and a hammer. What do you call this?
Wrench and hammer.
Wrench and hammer. This is very important. So you click on the wrench and hammer, technical information. You click on the wrench and hammer. So here you will see the field name for this. It's a program name, screen number. What does it mean? Screen data. In this screen, you see in the screen, okay, this is a build screen, right? Somebody has created a screen. This is a program name. This program, ABAP program, created this screen. This is ABAP program. This is a screen number. Great. And GUI data, that's probably the same thing. Now, table name. Look at this table name, RPKP underscore V. Okay? RPKP underscore V, it says a structure. What's the table category? It's a structure. It is not a transparent table. It is a structure. Got it? And if it says underscore V, means it's a view generated. Underscore V means view. Okay? It's a view. Belnar, it's a document number. Belnar's document number. Great. How does it help here, right? So what I'm saying is structure, you cannot query the table. So I'm going to take this RBKVP, copy this guy, and I'm going to SE16N, right? SE16N here. I'm going to put this guy here. Okay. Enter. I copied this guy here and enter. It's doing something. Great. So let's see if I can get something here. Click on this information. See, no values found. Why?
Because it's a structure table.
Correct. So if I go to SE16 here, oh no, it's actually doing, it has some fields here. Okay, great.
Yeah, how?
It's a view structure because it's a view. So I remove this guy here. Oh, so RPKP is actually transparent table. Okay.
Then why it's showing the structure table?
Correct. Screen field, it says it's a generated view structure, but I don't think RBKP is a table. When this became a table? SC16, RBKP, invoice document number. When this become a table? It's a document RBKP, BKPF, or BKP, or document header invoice receipt. What is important? Okay. So MKPF stores the material document number. RPKP stores the document invoice document number. I don't know why it's showing why it is showing as a structure. It's a generated view structure. So it is not showing a structure though, but it's just showing a generated view structure. Okay, let's do it again. Let me close this screen. Okay, I'm going to close this guy. Again, function key. Okay, it says a generated view structure. It is not saying structure. Okay, if it's in some table, it just says structure. I'm saying transparent table and a structure. Okay, so generative view structure, which means it has a view. It's created. It's probably transparent table. Okay, so let's close this guy. So let's find other information. Okay, let's say amount. So I'm going to again press function key. Where this is stored, this should be stored in, I think, MSEG table. See, this is what I'm saying. It's a structure, right? So generated view structure is also a transparent table. Okay, so transparent tables, you can go table. It would also show as generated view structure. Something I learned today. Okay, generated view structure. Great. In this information, in this field here, right? If you look at this right here, it says table name we invoice information in INVFO, but then it's a structure. So what happens is if I take this table and go to IC16 here, see it says info is a structure, not a table, so I cannot query the table. Got it? But how do I get the information from? You cannot, because this information, okay, it's stored in somewhere else. It's stored because this structure is using it. If you look at this program, right? If you look at the screen is using from different tables and populating this field. So this is stored in a structure. So let's say you can't do anything about this, but if you go to SC16 doesn't help, but I can go to SC11 for a structure. I go to SC11 for the structure and just display it, okay? So I cannot query the table. Like I said, this is very important. Like I told you here, structure, you can only view the table properties using SC11, but cannot query the table. See, there's no content button here, right? In the structure, in the transparent table, you see the contents here. So you can click the content, you can query it, but here you cannot query it. It has all information.
We can just see the fields only, right? What are the fields it contains, but not the data.
Correct, you cannot. But however, why I'm coming here, sometimes it's useful. If you go to entry help check, it tells you all the table names here, individual.
Okay.
Okay, it is useful to an extent. Okay, it is useful to an extent if in a critical information that you are not able to find. This is how I learned. Okay, to finding the table name and all this stuff. See, it has all the table names. When it's a structure, it has lots of fields. See, 416 fields. How many fields?
416
fields. So, in order to limit the number of tables, they don't want to create multiple tables. They creating a structure, borrowing the fields from different tables. Right? See, all these are different tables. Right? It's a huge. It's 416 fields. Okay, they have borrowed fields from every table and create a structure. Got it? So basically, structure you cannot query the table. Now, however, the question is tomorrow when you go into a project, somebody asking you, hey, what's the table name for this? Oh, you know what? I'm going to go and press F1 here. Don't be surprised that it could be just a structure. Correct? Now, how would you find the table name? Correct. There's a structure. Now, how do you find the table name? Then obviously you get to Google. If you're lucky, you find the transparent table. For this case, it's a transparent table. If not, you have to Google. But the transparent table will mostly contain this information. Okay, got it? So let's check one more thing here. So I go to GL account. Again, no, there's no GL account here. I put the cursor here, press F1. Okay, technical information, general ledger account, hit the wrench and the hammer. Again, this is a structure. Okay, ACGL item is a structure. You cannot query the table. Got it? But I would know the field name. So it's very important that how do you remember all the field name? Press the F1. What's the field name? HCONT. HKONT, HCONT. See, people say HKONT, HCONT. Okay, now I know the field name. So this is very helpful. F1 is very helpful to remember all the field names. Text. What's the field name? SG text. SG text is the field name. So click on the wrench and hammer, you will find the SG text. See? Again, it's a structure. I don't know what is the navigate. Let's see. Great. It went to some display function form. Let's close this. So this is how you find this each file name. So local currency amount. Press F1. WRBTR. Local currency or DMBTR. Yeah, DMBTR is a field name. So this is how you would know all the field names. Make sense?
Yes.
Right. Now, so that's the difference between the table and structure. Okay. By pressing F1 in any particular field, you will see if that table, if that info, right, is stored in a table or a structure, correct? You will also learn the technical field name, technical name of the field. Make sense? Right? So that's how the difference between SE16 and SE11, SE16, SE16, SE11, and then SE16 you use for querying the table, transparent table, and the SE16 you can just view, sorry, SE11 you can just view the table properties, and then you will see all the underlying tables where this information is stored or borrowed from. All the fields are borrowed from. Okay, so that is how you become familiar with all the table names. Okay, so just one example. Now let's see vendor. Okay, I'm going to do F1. LF nar. I think LIF. So again, click the range. It's a super field. Okay, it's a super field. It's a structure again. It's not helpful. Okay, we cannot find the table name. But I know vendor is a table for it's a LF A1, LF B1 is a table name. Okay, at least I know it doesn't work very well. It needs more. I mean, at the basic level, this is how in the outset it will save your life. Pure quantity again. This will be MNG. See, MNG will be the pure quantity. This is again a structure. It stores in MEPO. M, you know, just by crudely I remember ME, M for materials, ME transaction for purchase order, PO purchase order 1211. I don't know what it is. So, you know, kind of I have some kind of mind mapping to understand, you know, instantly to help myself what could be this information is. Okay, material group again F1, press F1. Okay, this is again a structure. WG BIS. WG BIS is the field name for this material group. So you have to remember all the material, all the field names. Right. This is one thing. Yeah, so if it's a transparent table, you can use SA16 or SA16N to query the table. What else? You got the table, how to find the table, you have to query the table. Now, another thing. So let's see, I was going there. So I was just looking at how many tables, how many you created today, all the postings, right? So I'm going to look at the postings. How do you query a table? So BKPF, okay. So it stores all the information. Generally, BKPF, BSEC, ACDOCA, the COPA tables are very huge. They store millions and millions and millions of line items. If you just go and click it, the system will fail. Okay, or somebody from basis will call you, hey, who executed the job? Because system is hanging. When you do this, it executes job in the background. What does it do? It executes job in the background and it goes out and searches information, goes into the loop and brings the system down. So don't ever do that. So you have to use the maximum information possible in order to query the table. Otherwise, system will fail. Okay, especially this type of tables, it's very difficult. Now, how do you query the table? So you have the table name. Beautifully, this is very important. Format list, user parameters, field for selection. Field for selection is you are going to select the table based on what? Okay, so I want to, you know what? I want to find all the document. You don't know the document number. Okay, I want to find all the documents. I don't know the document numbers. Okay, I want to find all the documents with the document type, something, posting date, something, username, something. Okay, and whatever I wanted to query, I'm querying the table. This is like a basic Excel function, right? Great. So when I do this, see, I'm only seeing this information which I'm querying from. Put 333 2019 because I don't know the document number. I'm going to extract the document number, correct? So, but I know the document type. Let's say WE. Okay. Let's say in posting date, all the documents posted, for example, since the beginning of the year, to year to date or month to date. For example, as of now, okay, as of now, which is today, 4/13/2019. So how many people are sleeping?
I don't know.
So you're not sleeping. At least.
No one.
Okay, great. So now username. Let's put BKKHATRI. Okay. Can I use your name with your permission?
Let me think. Okay.
All right. Thank you so much for that. So I have all the information. I don't have the document number, and the output I want the document number. What I do here is I want format list. Format list is output. Okay, what fields I want in the output? Do we need all the information? Probably not, right? So I'm going to deselect everything. Okay, deselect everything. I only want the document number, the company code, fiscal year, document type, username. Obviously, anyways, I'll get all the username by BHCatry, transaction code. You know, whatever information I want in the output, right? Make sense, Yamini?
Yeah, Jay.
Thank you. So business transaction. So I'm going to put this apply. Great. So these are the fields I want. Now, what is this width of output is 1024? Okay, this is SAP standard. Don't even ask me why. If you put 1024, it brings all the fields, possible fields. If you put usually defaults of 250. Okay, it's like Excel, right? 250 rows. It only brings the 250 columns. If you put 1024, that's a maximum. It brings all the columns. Width. This is the width. This is the row. This is the width. This is the row, right? Number of feet is the row, correct? Because the table stores in the row, correct? Correct? Confused?
Yes. Yes.
Right? So width is in Excel spreadsheet, you have A to A, Z, 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 all the columns, right? That's the number of columns. Output width. This is a row. Okay. So that's it. Great. So before I execute, sometime I check the number of entries so that I'm safe. Only 8 entries. Okay. It's always good to check number of entries because if the number of entries are like 1 million, system is not going to support to output in the screen, right? System will not support to output in the screen. If you look at how SAP works, SAP has a traditionally it's called presentation layer, database layers. That's R3. You know, they call it R3 now. It's not R3 anymore. So I don't know what how it changed, but they call it R3 because it's a 3-tier architecture. Please, you have heard about R3? ECC before ECC 6, it should be called SAP is called R3. People say R3. Presentation layer, database layer, there's one application layer. Okay, so system goes and retrieves the information and puts in the application and present it to a screen. Okay, great. So I'm gonna if we check number of entries, let's say it's just 900,000, 1 million, it will not be output on the list. Even if it outputs, you can do nothing much. You cannot download the Excel. It will take some time. It will fail, and you have to have system resource and all this stuff. Okay, great. See, now I executed. I only get the fields I selected. I wanted, right? So this is the, now if I want to change it again, I go and choose fields. I want to bring additional field here, correct? Again, choose here. Let's say I want to bring the recurring entry document number, or let's say I want to bring the time of entry, apply. See, I brought the time of entry here. So see, list width I took 1023. Okay. It is showing fixed columns, display fields, total 11. Fields have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 fields. Fixed columns. 3 of this, I don't know what it is. Okay, that's fine. Great. What is check table? All right. So these are check tables. This information is coming from all this table. Okay. If you click on the check table, right? See, incoming foreign key relationships. Second, primary key, foreign key, right? These are the foreign key relationships. Basically, For example, company codes are stored in T001 table. This Bucharest, which is Bucharest. Okay, one more thing. Now, you know document number, all this stuff, right? So you can also convert this to text. Go to user parameters. Go to user parameters. See here, field name, field label. If you put the field name, it shows all the technical field name. What does it show? Technical field name. See, Budat, CP, TM, USNAM, T code, XPLNAR, right? If you go to user parameters and change this to field label, it shows the field label, right? Right?
Correct.
Yes. Now, if I want to see all the fields into this, just click this. It will show me all the fields. In a call, in a vertically. It shows all the fields in the vertically. See? Right. Check table, basically, if we click the check table, let me convert this to technical name. Go to user parameters. Ta-da! See, now I click the check table. Check table basically tell you that these are the information, but they also stored in other tables. Company code stored in T001, document type stored in T003. Again, Bucharest is coming from these two tables. CCINS coming from this table, TCRIN. Currency coming from this table. Currency codes coming from this table. MANDT, client coming from all these tables, right? So it tells you all the tables coming from. Okay, one thing, there's something called T table. So what is T table? T table is a configuration table. T table is what? Is always a configuration table. Anything starts with a table, starts with T is always a configuration table. Got it? For example, T01, T003, T030, etc. Okay. Now this is how you query the table. There's one more thing, important piece, right? Go to user parameters. Let's say this looks like a raw data. Okay. Look at this guy here, ALV grid out display list, ALV list, SE16 standard list. I select SE16 standard list. If I want this to in a better looking format, I choose ALV grid display. What is grid display? It's a grid. It shows in a grid. See, this is called a grid, which is actually like an Excel. Correct? So if you put Excel here, okay, so these are the grids, right? See, it shows, see, but this is called a grids. These are your grids, right? Right. Similarly, if you choose the ALV grids here, if you choose the ALV grids here, it's a ALV grid stores here, it shows in a grids. It is more user friendly, right? Now, why is user friendly? You can play this guy around. See, again, you want to just drag and drop here. Take this guy and put it here. Well, now drag this guy, click, drag and drop this here. Cool, huh? Now you want to hide this guy, just right click in Windows. Okay, you can hide. See, you don't have to go here and select all the fields and stuff like that, right? This is very useful. Now here's a layout. This is also a very important function. You can change the layout here. You can move the fields. You want to hide the fields, you can hide the fields. Okay, the layout plays a very important function. So they call it, this one, they call it a, what do they call it? Rubik's Cube, right? It looks like a Rubik's Cube, right? You know, you guys play, you know the Rubik's Cube? It looks like a Rubik's Cube, right? So you can play this. What does the other guy, the other one do? So ALV list. This is a little bit better looking, but you cannot drag and drop. Okay, this is one step above the standard list, right? Just one step above the standard list. Now, how do you download this to Excel? So simple. Right click, download. You want to convert it? You want to copy in the clipboard? You want text with tabs, rich text format, all you can do. Okay, if you do convert it, it goes to text file. Correct? It stores to text file. BKPF text file. Got it? Generate. Now, see, by transfer, now a table got stored. Yeah, there's a table. But this is unusable. Why? Look at this guy. This is called pipe delimited. Okay, this is a delimited file. You know, I don't want this. I want a raw file. So basically, again, I want to download this to download. Right click, download. Right click, download. Maybe read text with tabs. Maybe I try this guy. Text with tabs. See how it works. So BKPF. Okay. What happens now is generate. System would say, why it's saying that? Because I already have a BKPF file already, right? So it says I already exist, right? So I have to replace, right? So I have replaced it. So now I'm going back and open the file. See, this is better looking, right? This has a tab. There's no pipe delimited. This is better tabs. I can open this in, convert this into Excel, and that's Excel, right? For example, I can do this here. There's a lot of Excel work you'll be doing. Okay, open or open with Excel. Search, choose another app. More apps. Look for another app on this PC. Yeah, we have to do this. Or you can, what you can do is you can open Excel, okay, and then open this file. Where is the file? Browse, quick access. So all files, we keep your file. So I'm sure you guys know what this, right? How to convert this? Fixed width, next, back, delimited, next, see, next. Okay, great. I've done this huge tables, several times. This many times. This is almost my part of my job. Downloading a table, cleansing the data, and all this stuff. Okay, great. This is how you download the report. Now going back to Excel, going back to SAP. Okay. Now this is how you change the layout. If you change the ALV layout, also you can download the table. You can click the button here, see, local file. Or you can open Excel. This is download or Excel, open Excel. Click this here. This guy will automatically opens in Excel. Select this, select from all available formats, Excel 2007. It's already 12 years. And they didn't change this. Okay, again, how many people are sleeping?
No one.
At least I know one person not sleeping. So BKPF, okay? So I'm gonna save this guy. It's gonna open in my, how many times I have done this? See, cool, huh? Right? This is the easier method. Okay, so this is showing in numbers, convert to numbers. Okay. So this is one option, you download the report. Don't save this guy here. Okay, and then this is the local file, the same process, and then you can also sort this guy. For example, you can do this descending order, ascending order. You can sort this, and then you can also do a subtotal. A lot of good things you can do. What else? So you have the table properties, Wikipedia. You would do this. Yes, if you click this, it again you can download this local file. Okay, which was the same thing. That's pretty much it is about the table. User parameters. Yeah, one more thing, layout. So this is the Rubik's cube. Okay, change layout. This is a save layout. Select layout, save layout. Select layout means somebody might have a layout stored, and you can select the layout. You can create your own layout. Okay, for example, so when I select this layout, right, it is saved anytime. Okay, if I execute this report, okay, if I execute a report, I can go and select my layout. Save, insert layout, select my layout. I already have a layout. Why there's a backslash? I'll tell you why. You select the layout, you get the same information. You don't have to change one by one, right? You don't have to hide this, you don't have to bring this. So layout is very important. When you are using a table, when you're querying a table, when you're querying a report quite often, always save this as a layout. Okay, any questions?
No.
Useful? Useless?
Useful.
Okay, so with that, before you download the report, actually, right? Before you actually download the report and from multiple tables, there's a transaction code called SQ01. Okay, you can create a query, okay, and club multiple tables and bring the information. I have not tried it yet. It's been a long time, but you can try this SQ01. It's like has inner joins, outer joins. Instead of you downloading it to SAP, okay, into Excel and doing all the VLOOKUP, you can try this. Try this here. We can just do a little bit here, right? One, we're gonna create this. Why it says restrict value range, customer dispute cases, customer contact, POSIT. I guess you have to have Infosys set first. Okay. Yeah, you can do Google a little bit more. There is an option available where you can actually query a table using SAP queries, SQ01. So that if you know the table names, multiple table names, you can actually go and get the information using this table. Okay. Alrighty.